Testing, 1, 2, testing. All right, hey, guys, this is Taylor. Just Taylor on my own right now. Taylor in my apartment on a Monday morning, the 24th. This week's episode is going to be a bonus episode because Drew had something come up, and we accidentally recorded episode 8 twice, and they're different. We were recording episode 8 for a second time, and at the very end, we realized we had actually done so. So we're going to do episode 8 again as a bonus episode, but it's different. So we're reading the same thing from the book that we read for the first time, a second time, but it's different, and you probably won't even remember because that's like half the episodes ago. So enjoy this bonus episode, and we'll hopefully be back next week with our regularly scheduled content. Sorry we missed last week, but, you know, we're not beholden to nobody. We're just two boys in my apartment, resisting the urge to kiss each other. No, that's not what we're doing in here, but, you know, that would be funny. How many of you have prop bets on if me and Drew will kiss one day? So let me know in the contents and comments. Whatever. Enjoy. Bye.
Business.
B for business. Drew's business Drew today.
Business. B for boys.
I mean, that's it's not all the time we get to have business Drew on the podcast.
I'm Business Drew. Numbers. Chart going up, chart going down. Bitcoin down in the dumps. Dogecoin coming back up. Coins. Chat GPT.
You're scaring me.
Sorry, that's Business Drew.
Business Drew.
He's written by AI. I have no control over it.
Chat GPT inside of you.
Yeah, it's inside of me.
Oh,
it's
man.
the start of Terminator.
It's good coffee. Drew brought some good coffee today.
Colombian coffee from the Cab Farmers Market. They do it right.
I've only been there to pick someone up once.
It's a strange story for another day, I'm sure.
I guess we should get started. We've been rolling for a good. Hello.
Oh, should we do our
Let's do it like
PSA?
I do a little bit, you do a little bit.
Okay, cool.
Sober Boys is brought to you by Taylor and Drew.
Yes, and our opinions are not affiliated with the opinions of Alcoholics Anonymous.
They are ours and ours only.
So, although this podcast is made to help people who are struggling with alcohol and addiction, or people who are trying to understand those struggling with alcohol and addiction,
yes,
they are not representative of any sort of recovery sect.
Even though our opinions, honestly, are really, really good sometimes. And I stick by them.
We both stand by our opinions, but they are not representative of Alcoholics Anonymous. No. We will leave some links below to get into contact with recovery programs.
AA.org and some speaker tape we'll pick.
Probably, we'll pick
those
a nice speaker tape.
I've done it for the past 2, and they've been good.
Yeah, but with that being said, we hope you enjoy episode lucky number 7.
I think we're on 8. Are we on 7?
I think we're on 7.
Who knows? It's 8. I mean, it will be what it is.
Episode There Is a Solution. We're starting There Is a Solution.
Is that where we are?
Yep. For those who are new coming into the podcast, we
if you haven't listened to number 1 yet.
Yeah.
Oh, if you're just watching on YouTube, welcome to the second YouTube episode.
This is the second YouTube episode.
Can you believe it?
Can you believe it?
Can you believe it?
Our smiling faces talking to microphones. 2 white guys talking to a microphone. Have you ever seen such a thing?
It's this new thing, you guys.
Freaking crazy. But what we do is we pop into the Alcoholics Anonymous Big Book. This is Blue Book. You have a hard covey.
Hard covey.
Yeah, I like that. You have a hard cover. I have a soft cover.
There it is.
It's written by this dude named Bill Wilson and others.
Billy Dubs.
Billy Dub Dubs.
Docky Silk is in there.
Docky Silk's in there. We have cute little nicknames for every big member of Alcoholics Anonymous. But we are going to read the first 164 pages in the book, which is what sponsees do with sponsors a lot of the time.
Yes.
And it just gives you an idea of what this here thing in Alcoholics Anonymous is called, what we do.
Yeah.
I lost track of what I was
That's all right.
say.
We've really recapped what we've been doing this
Man, what a recap.
time. What a recap.
I liked it.
I need more coffee in my system. Get more caffeinated. You feel like with coffee, like it will make you it makes me feel energized, but sometimes I'll be drinking coffee and it makes me feel foggy.
Coffee makes you feel foggy. I don't.
Has that ever happened to you?
I haven't.
You rarely seem fogged.
No, I don't have the experience. I don't have set experiment in my brain when I drink coffee to like pay attention to that sort of thing.
Sometimes I feel befogged.
Oh man, when you feel befogged, get up into this book and do a little bit of this.
And you know who said befogged once in this book? Bill Wilson.
Yeah, man, he loves to be verbose every now and again.
Yeah,
and we'll find that again in chapter 2. Yeah, there's a solution. So we read all of Bill Wilson's story. It was captivating. We read some of it in a transatlantic accent like that. And we kind of understood how he couldn't get to a meeting because he had to make the meeting.
He had to invent AA.
He had to invent AA.
And lo and behold, he did.
He did, and it works.
It still works today.
For me and for you.
All right, well, let's get into it.
Oh, real quick.
Real quick.
And Taylor.
Drew?
What did you do to stay sober today?
I hurt my knee at work yesterday, so I prayed, but I was like, God, I'm not going to be on my knee. Actually, you know what? I did the Colin Kaepernick and took one knee when I prayed this morning. So, and Colin Kaepernick, anyone's done one knee. I'm just saying that's the most recent memory for America. I'm not making a political stance.
Conservative AAs don't like that.
They don't like the
good old boys. The good old Southern boys in AA don't like you to pray on one knee. They think it's disrespectful.
Yeah, to the flag.
To the flag.
To the Stars and Bars flag.
Yeah.
Like, boys.
Yeah.
Man, this is not. This is a place of no political opinions. Leave the Stars and Bars outside.
Stars and Bars.
That's the flag, right? Rebel flag?
No, Stars and Bars. No. Here's okay.
Am I doing it
People
wrong?
refer to Stars and Bars, the racist Confederate flag that crosses like that as the Stars and Bars, which technically is not. That's not the Stars and Bars flag. The Stars and Bars flag is also a Confederate flag, which is the Confederate national flag, which, spoiler alert, is the Georgia state flag now.
Oh.
Is exactly the Confederate national flag, which is a blue square with like 3 thick ass red and white stripes.
Wait, hold that right there.
Where are you going?
Hold on. Is it this one?
Yeah. Oh, come on, bring it in. For the people watching on YouTube.
I can't wear this hat anymore.
Yeah, so this is Stars and Bars.
This is my golf hat.
Yeah, you shouldn't wear this hat.
This is Callaway.
This is bad.
It's oh no!
This is the Confederate national flag.
That's insane.
But this is the Georgia state flag now, which is insane.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have the racist connotations that the crossed Confederate battle flag has, which is what Leonard Skinner flew and the KKK flew.
Yeah.
And so
I think it's crazy that some dudes they'll fly a Confederate flag on their truck and be like, it's for one other reason. Like, why do you want that?
They say heritage, not hate, but I say it is a heritage of hate.
Yeah. But why do you want that? Like, that's a conversation. I mean,
you don't have a personality, I guess.
Because that's just, you're asking for trouble.
Yeah. You want somebody to come up to you and
I don't know. Fight me on the back of my truck.
Yeah. It's the same as like Calvin peeing on something. It's the same type of
Calvin peeing on a Confederate flag.
I'm going to cut this whole thing, but there's we went to go once in Tybee Island to go see dolphins on a boat, and there was a big old redneck family, and this guy had a big old truck with the Confederate battle flag, Calvin peeing on whatever, probably CNN, and and it said "Dilly Dilly, it's a lifestyle," like the Bud Light commercial.
Oh yeah,
and he has a tattoo coming out. He had 2 big old tattoos on his neck saying "Dilly Dilly, it's a lifestyle."
He's trying to make it. It's funny when some people do this in comedy. They try to make their own merch and their own brand before they have they've made a name for themselves.
Yeah.
And it's like
that's not what makes people famous. It's talent and happenstance.
No, it's the merch.
Nope. It's the merch.
It's the merch and the catchphrase and the stage name.
That was a tangent led by me.
That's fine. We
holy shit.
You guys know Drew, expert on flags and roller coasters.
Oh man, we're not doing that.
Was that even cut out from the last one? It might be.
I haven't cut it out yet, but
Drew just might. Drew, editor in chief. I guess we should get into it.
Yeah, I prayed and talked to people to stay sober. That's it.
Oh yeah, what did I do today?
You said it. You prayed on one knee, and that's what we got us off on the tangent.
I called one of our fans.
Yeah,
he's also an alcoholic.
Cool.
He's the multicolored beard guy. You know who you are. He actually listens. So
yeah,
shouts out.
Shout out to
Mike
shout
Kiss
out to
for
him.
you.
Little Mike Kiss.
There it is
For Greb.
Grab. Old Grab, man.
Old Grab.
All
right, so there's a solution. We heard Bill's story. We're going to...
what page?
It is page 17. Lucky number 17.
We're never going to get through all this.
That's why we have multiple episodes.
Oh.
Yeah. We're going to get through half of there as a solution. That's
no
for sure.
More.
I'll start. And we're basically going to read about...
we're just okay, I understand now.
Yeah.
I know where we are.
Page 17.
It's been a week and a half since we recorded.
Yeah. So we've heard Bill's story, what he did, and we're going to get more into the solution of alcohol to your disease of Alcoholics Anonymous. No, disease of alcoholism.
Yeah.
I will begin.
I have it. You have it.
We all have it.
Coming to a store near you. The shelves will be selling like hot cakes.
Chapter 2, there is a solution. I'm now reading the book. We of Alcoholics Anonymous know thousands of men and women who were once just as hopeless as Billy Dub Dubs. Nearly all have recovered. They've solved the drink problem. So not cured, recovered. We are average Americans. All sections of this country and many of its occupations are represented, as well as many political, economic, social, and religious backgrounds. We are people who normally would not mix, but there exists among us a fellowship, a friendliness, and an understanding which is indescribably wonderful. We, like the passengers of a great liner, the moment after rescue from shipwreck, when camaraderie, joyousness, and democracy pervade this vessel from the steerage of the captain's table. Unlike the feelings of the ship's passengers, however, our joy in the escape from disaster does not subside as we go our individual ways. The feeling of having shared in common peril is one element in the powerful cement which binds us, but that in itself would never have held us together as we are now joined. But I mentioned this before, that's why there's so much kind of like joy and levity in meetings sometimes.
Yeah.
Because together we have beaten something that we thought was unbeatable. Together we have, found another solution that does not involve alcohol. And we can kind of live a normal, sometimes prosperous life, whatever that means to you.
There's lots of people with different vocations. A
that
lot
too.
of people that do jobs like I do, because you can have as many DUIs as you want and be a handyman.
Yeah.
But there's people. The guy we were talking about before, he's a corporate job. You work with coffee.
There are members of not so famous bands, members of famous bands.
A lot of creatives.
Yeah, a lot of creatives. Like you step into a big room of Alcoholics Anonymous, you're going to have some really talented, generous, creative people.
Yes.
And it's just the one common thing that kind of binds us.
Yeah, and that's got to be the. I think it makes sense to me that the a reason a lot of creatives, actors, artists, comedians, musicians are alcoholics is because we have creative minds, and I guess I don't know if those minds work faster, but they just work in a different, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I've heard this somewhere and there's something scientific about it, but there's a neurons that go on in the brain of someone who's very creative that is very similar to neurons that happen when they're that are compared to insanity.
Oh my goodness!
I heard that somewhere. I was like, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Because we kind of catch ourselves in that a vicious cycle of insanity when we're not being creative and we're being more alcoholic.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then the constant battle of trying to figure this out ourselves because we figured out so many other things I feel like rings true as well. Oh, yeah. All right, back to the book.
Back to it.
The tremendous fact for every one of us is that we have discovered a common solution. We have a way out on which we can absolutely agree and upon which we can join in brotherly and harmonious action. This is the great news this book carries to those who suffer from alcoholism. So there it is. That's why we're reading the book.
That's why.
There is a solution. It's a real thing.
Great news. This is great news.
Yeah.
This book carries to those who suffer from
Moses
alcoholism.
bringing the 10 Commandments down.
Yeah, splitting the river.
Great news. More rules. Thanks, Moses.
Well, he had rules. We have suggestions.
Yeah, these are suggestions. These are not rules.
Don't do anything. You don't have to.
Yeah. Moses had the 10 Commandments.
Yeah.
These are the 12 suggestions. An illness of this sort...
Wait, who's our Moses?
Bill W., I guess.
Yeah, but isn't he our... Yeah, I guess.
Didn't have the beard, though.
Because he wouldn't be a god.
No. Moses wasn't a god.
Yeah, well...
He was just a vessel.
It depends what Bible you read.
What Bible are you reading where Moses is a god?
I don't know.
The fucking Torah? No, they want
some homeless guy gave me a Bible. And
it's all about Moses.
He's like, this is a much better Bible.
He wrote it. All right, page 18, top of page 18. An illness of this sort, talking about alcoholism, and we have come to believe it is an illness, involves those about us in a way no other human sickness can. If a person has cancer, all are sorry for him and no one is angry or hurt. But not so with the alcoholic illness.
Wait, this is classic part of the AA Big Book. Classic chef's kiss.
Fucking classic. For with it, there goes an annihilation of all the things worthwhile in life. It engulfs all whose lives touch the sufferers. It brings misunderstanding, fierce resentment, financial insecurity, disgusted friends and employers, warped lives of blamed children, and sad wives and parents. Anyone can increase this list.
Can you imagine if cancer did that?
Yeah. Someone who gets cancer, fuck you.
They just become a huge piece of shit.
My life's going terribly. Why? Dave just had cancer. It's ruining my shit.
He came to
I can't deal with him anymore. He's all sick and shit. He can't do anything.
He came to a party last night and just embarrassed everyone. He embarrassed himself.
He was like walking around with like a IV.
Yeah. He's bald?
No hair.
No hair.
No hair. He's like gasping for air, like he can't breathe or walk. He's gonna die in like 6 months.
Wow, the similarities between alcoholism and cancer are actually kind of.
Anyways, the last bit of that paragraph is my sponsor calls it the anti-promises.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what you get. That's what, being deep in active alcoholism gives you. Mm-hmm. Misunderstanding, fierce resentment, financial insecurity, disgusted friends and employers, warped lives of blameless children, sad wives and parents.
Yeah.
That's true for me.
I agree. I'm just thinking right now, maybe what if we cut that cancer thing? Or should we leave it?
It was really funny.
It was funny.
Probably we'll cut it.
What we're saying is people with cancer. What I was going to say was like, I've heard like people that do get like cancer or they have some terminal illness, but they beat it and they survive, which is hooray. Good job. But after they do like get like a feeling of like they miss the attention they got.
Oh yeah. Like anybody,
like they were,
I've heard that with people who were very, very sick as a child.
Yeah.
Vanessa Bayer is actually who used to perform at SNL. Yeah. Very underrated SNL performer.
Very funny.
Shared about that. And she has a show that's kind of about that.
Oh yeah.
I forget exactly what it's called, but it's like she was very sick as a kid.
Yeah.
And then missed that. She said she missed that attention.
Yeah.
Probably why she became a comedian.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
I get it though. Yeah.
So to recap, we don't think people with cancer are like alcoholics.
No. We were being facetious.
Yeah. Well, Drew mostly did the riff, so it's on Drew, honestly.
Yeah, it was really bad. It was in poor taste.
No,
I'm on one today.
No, it's good taste.
I'll finish this page and I'll pass it off to you.
Umami. Okay.
We hope this volume will inform and comfort those who may be affected. There are many. Highly competent psychiatrists who have dealt with us have found it sometimes impossible to persuade an alcoholic to discuss his situation without reserve. Strangely enough, wives, parents, and intimate friends usually find us even more unapproachable than do psychiatrists and the doctor. This is in italics, cha-cha-ching.
Expensive paragraph.
But the ex-problem drinker who has found this solution, who is probably armed with facts about himself, can generally win the entire confidence of another alcoholic in a few hours. Until such an understanding is reached, little or nothing can be accomplished. If you're in active alcoholism, you don't want to hear nothing from nobody.
At least I didn't.
And even if you want to quit and you're in active alcoholism, it's very hard to hear anything but the voices in your head. Mm-hmm. But you will identify with another alcoholic.
Yeah.
It's just fact.
Mm-hmm.
So this thing works once what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
We're discussing, we have different backgrounds, different.
We were born in the same womb, but we were separated. We were separated at birth.
Yeah, by a machete. It was crazy. It was nuts.
I just pictured the machete just by itself. No, not a doctor.
Oh, with like a face on it?
The machete was a sentient machete.
Anyways, we're different people, but we have this.
By machete. It was the guy, the Hispanic guy, who's the Danny Trejo.
Yeah.
Danny Trejo separated me and Drew at birth.
No, it can't happen. They cannot be together.
Yeah,
That's
he
by
just
Danny
knew
Trejo.
we'd be too powerful if we got together. But Danny Trejo, we're together now. We're making a podcast. So if you ever want to come on, we won't stop you.
Oh, man. Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo?
What's he doing right now?
He's probably...
Head was on that turtle in Breaking Bad.
He's probably going to be in a... He's probably shooting a movie.
Back to what I was saying.
It's true. It's true.
We're different people.
No
with different
offense to
backgrounds.
Danny Trejo.
No offense to Danny Trejo.
Okay.
What if I cut that whole thing and I'm just going to leave? No offense to... pause. No offense to Danny Trejo. I cut all the Danny Trejo stuff.
Yeah.
You don't get to hear none of that.
No, it was bad.
It was not
real
good. It
mean.
wasn't funny. It didn't make any sense.
It was really mean-spirited.
Yeah. Yeah, you really laid in on Danny Trejo.
He's sober, but I think he's faking.
With that being said, we have different backgrounds, but we had the same affliction. We process that kind of like addiction in similar ways in which we can relate.
Yes.
And so slow down our mind and be like, yeah, I've been there too.
Yeah.
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 That's what the italics were saying. The man who, and back to reading the book, the man who is making the approach has had the same difficulty, that he obviously knows what he is talking about. That his whole department, it looked like department.
It does do that.
It does do that sometimes.
You put a little tail on the end of that O, that's an A.
Yeah, sorry. That his whole deportment shouts at the new prospect that he is a man with a real answer, that he has no attitude of holier than thou. Notice that holier than thou is capitalized.
So would that be more expensive or just like...
No, it's just higher power. Anytime anything is capitalized in the middle of a sentence, it's just referring to a higher power.
Got you.
All right. I'm going to read this whole sentence again. That his whole deportment shouts at the new prospect that he is a man with a real answer, that he has no attitude of holier than thou, nothing whatever except the sincere desire to be helpful. That there are no fees to pay, no axes to grind, no people to please, no lectures to be endured. My old self went, well.
Sometimes.
Depends
who's sharing.
These are conditions we have found most effective. After such an approach, many take up their beds and walk again. That's a promise.
I like a promise.
It's a good little promise right there. So it takes another alcoholic to help another alcoholic in this program. Mm-hmm. Takes one to know one.
Yeah.
Ever heard that phrase before?
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You should have. It's
a
famous phrase.
Like what? Like my dogs are barking? Is it saying like that?
Yeah. I think Winston Churchill was the first one to say, "My dogs are barking," because he was such a fatty.
That's why he took so many baths.
Yeah. My dogs are barking. That's what. That's
and
my
he
Winston.
talked like that. Yeah, he didn't.
I'm British and shit.
I'm British and shit. He didn't even.
Hitler's on our trail, pissing me off.
I mean,
and I think it was FDR.
Oh no.
Who said, it takes one to know one.
Yeah. Well, he said it it takes one to know one.
Yeah. It's all Winston Churchill, isn't it?
That's FDR, and then. And then Winston Churchill's like,
hey, my dogs are freaking barking over here.
My dogs are barking.
I'm a fat British man who's saving England over here.
Winston, it takes one to know one.
Hey, FDR, I don't know what to do with this Hitler thing. Ew.
Have you tried asking nicely?
Hitler nicely? That guy is the worst.
Oh, man.
A lot of things are cut in this episode.
No, that's important. It's important that people know what Winston Churchill and FDR sounded like.
Yeah. This is all based on video recording.
Oh, no, Drew, sorry, I was playing audio and Drew was just like kind of mouthing the words. That was a Ken Burns-esque.
Yeah.
Where were we?
Ken Burns. We were at the top of 19, the first real paragraph. You want to pick it on up?
Yeah.
Back to reading the book. Yeah.
Ooh. None of us makes a sole application of this work, nor do we think its effectiveness would be increased if we did. We feel that elimination of our drinking is but a beginning. A much more important demonstration of our principles lies before us in our respective homes, occupations, and affairs.
Have you ever heard of alcoholism as just a symptom?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's saying.
And then there's this guy. He's good. He's a musician.
Yeah.
He's in the program. He's great.
You
know him. Tattoos.
Skid it up. Wow.
His guitar does sound like that, which is weird.
Yeah.
But he's saying like you gotta. Oh, how did he say it? You might be able to correct me, but it's like you gotta. What did he say?
I don't know.
No, he said, just like, what was it, Drew? He
alcohol is
yeah.
but a symptom.
No, he's saying like you gotta. So you can't make AA your life, or you can't like make it
wear it like a loose garment.
Yeah, you gotta come into AA so you can live a life out there, or you come in here so you can live a life out there.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah.
So now, what did he say, Drew?
You gotta know when to hold 'em. Know when to hold 'em.
He did. He started singing that.
Our friend he died like a year ago or so. He's buried at Oakland Cemetery. Rest in peace, Kenny Rogers.
You said his full name.
Oh shit, my bad.
Penny.
In the swear jar.
Penny Folgers. swear jar for names. I'll keep reading.
Coins for cons for names.
Yeah. All of us spend much of our spare time in the sort of effort which we are going to describe. A few are fortunate enough to be so situated that they can give nearly all their time to the work. If we keep on the way we are going, there is little doubt that much good will result, but the surface of the problem would hardly be scratched. Those of us, you know how scratches are, Drew? You ever... How scary would it be if you got woken up in the night and there was scratching like in your walls?
Oh shit!
You know what kind of a comforting sound is? I was at the Punchline Comedy Club one night, and
I
heard like a.
That's the
that
worst
might
place.
work. That might work. I don't know if it was like in the ceiling and it ran. I was like, I wonder what that was.
I believe that. I'm sure a litany of animals are living in the Punchline right now.
Yeah, and then afterwards,
Atlanta's worst comedy club.
Someone said those were rats. I was like, oh, kind of cute though. Rats are kind of cute.
And they're making you buy food there. And there's rats in the ceiling.
It's just ratatouilles. They're cooking.
Bunch of ratatouilles. Just okay. Well, in that case,
yeah.
All right.
Oh man, I met the nicest pit bull today. I'll leave it at that. He was
he Mr. Worldwide?
No.
Then he's not the nicest.
Pit bull.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll keep.
What was he
reading.
featuring on?
Just like the lawn, I guess.
Oh yeah, Pitbull featuring the lawn featuring a Pitbull.
Well, it was the lawn. I think it's this halfway house.
It's a good picture of like a dog, and you go on a street, and then the caption is "the lawn featuring Pitbull."
Yeah, you said it. That's I mean, you made your point.
Make you a little card for you.
Do it. Hey, if there's an artist out there, please draw that lawn featuring Pitbull.
Very little of this is usable today.
Hey,
let's get right back into the book.
A hot 2 hours.
We're on one today.
If we keep on the way we are going, there is little doubt that much good will result. But the surface of the problem would hardly be scratched. Oh, that's right, scratched.
Yeah, you said that.
Those of us who live... So, editing, Drew, if you're listening to this right now, you can honestly cut at the scratching thing and get back right there. I work for Drew.
Oh, shit. And this is...
Those of us who live in large cities are overcome by the reflection that close by hundreds are dropping into oblivion every day. Many could recover if they had the opportunity we have enjoyed. How then shall we present that which has been so freely given us? That is why this is definitely on topic.
Yeah.
You ever hear scratching, Drew?
Oh, no. Stay on that there topic.
No, it's, people say like, that's why I come to meetings, because I have to give back because I was given this thing freely.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can't take that for granted.
Exactly.
Because for me at least, if I take it for granted, and I'm not saying I'm a bastion of doing service work and whatever else, but
you're a fucking saint.
Yeah, I am. Saint Taylor.
Yeah.
If I don't at least try to do the 12th step, then I'll probably drink or whatever. And that taking it for granted.
12-step, basically just helping other alcoholics and practicing the principles of the program in all your affairs.
Taking it for granted, ignoring, I bet I would just go out and drink.
Yeah. I mean, I've been given my life back.
Yeah.
It is my duty.
On a silver platter?
I think it was pewter. The platter. I'm trying to remember the platter it was given to me. Maybe silver. But I've been giving my life back. It's in this thing to give it back to others who need it.
Yeah. Okay.
Finish up that page,
right.
Taylor.
We have concluded to publish an anonymous volume setting forth the problem as we see it. We shall bring to the task our combined experience and knowledge. This should suggest a useful program for anyone concerned with the drinking problem. Of necessity, there will have to be discussion of matters medical, psychiatric, social, and religious. We are aware that these matters are, from their very nature, controversial. Nothing would please us so much as to write a book nothing would please us so much as to write a book which would contain no basis for contention or argument. Wait, what's it saying?
Do you want to read it again?
Nothing would please us so much as to write a book which would contain no basis. What are they saying?
Nothing would please us so much as to write a book which would contain no basis for contention of argument. Basically, a perfect book. You know when... No, I'm not going to do I was going to mention a politician. But you know when people were like, I made a perfect call?
Oh, yeah. No.
No complaints on the call that I make.
Like a phone call? Or
yeah.
Who's saying this?
Who knows?
Politicians?
Yeah, politicians always say it. They're basically saying that we would love to write a book where people are like...
No, that is a Donald Trump phone call.
Ah, come on. I was going to say
it was the most perfect phone call.
Yeah, you said the most perfect phone call.
Oh, is that what you're saying?
I'm trying to explain to you what you said. What do these words mean? And I'm saying we would love to write a perfect book where there's no complaints had by all. Yeah. But we're human and we're writing this book, you know? There are going to be complaints. Yeah. There's going to be some qualms. Yeah. There's going to be some weird interpretations.
Yeah. But as long as you say, this won't be perfect, you can say anything you want.
Yeah, exactly.
We shall do our utmost to achieve that ideal. Most of us sense that real tolerance of other people's shortcomings and viewpoints and respect for their opinions are attitudes which make us more useful to others. Our very lives as ex-problem drinkers depend upon our constant thought of others and how we may help meet their needs.
Exactly what we were talking about in terms of giving it on back through service. And,
It is interesting how, like, ex-problem drinkers or people that say they're recovered, or, like, I was talking to this lady at a place I was doing work yesterday, and I, like, just told her that it came up that I was sober, and then I was like, oh, I can't, because if I drink, I'll smoke crack, and then whatever. And then she said something about her mom didn't never beat that. I was like, oh, congrats on beating that. I was like, I didn't beat it. I beat it today, maybe.
Yeah.
But I can't. I feel like when people say congrats on beating it, like, you're giving me way too much credit here.
Yeah, a dude was sharing about that in a meeting I was at last night where it came up in my work that I was sober and I had years of sobriety.
Tears.
They're like, wow, that's something to be really proud of. And he's like, yeah, but at the same time, it's a weird feeling because
I'm not cured.
Yeah. I'm not cured of it. But a normal person's never going to fully understand the constant work that it takes to feel okay.
I was thinking about this the other day, and like, I was having a fake phone call with my mom in my head. And I was like, for some reason, like, my parents know I'm an alcoholic, all that, whatever. Uh-huh. But I want to, like, I don't know if they know the gravity of it, or like if my mom talks to like my cousin who's sober, or if like, I wonder what my parents think about me being an alcoholic, if they understand what that truly means.
Yeah.
Like, I've never sat my parents down and been like, I have a spiritual malady. If I drink, I will smoke crack. They understand more now, but there was a point, like my dad said once he'd say, you're a happy drunk, whatever. And what I'm trying to say is that I don't know. I guess they just don't understand the gravity of the situation. But my
a normal drinker's never going to do that.
Yeah. But my mom's sister died of this.
Yeah. Your sister died of this?
My mom's sister.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's something that
No. No.
Your aunt. Yeah. Still.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, I guess they'll just never understand.
parents will just never understand. Will
Or maybe
Smith
they
said
will.
it first.
Who?
And William Smith, he slapped Christopher Rock.
Oh, yeah.
And
He said it first.
yeah, I forgot that you're basically Gen Z.
Yeah.
Will Smith had a song, a very famous song in the late 80s called Parents Just Don't Understand.
Oh.
It was a rap song. He didn't it didn't cuss once
Yeah.
with DJ Jazzy Jeff.
didn't-
Anyways, it was a joke I was trying to make as I was going to add into what you were saying.
Yeah.
Ha
Ha ha ha! Here, cut that. It got to me laughing like a lunatic. So I get it.
ha 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 ha! Good one. No, normal person's never going to fully understand the.
But not to like discredit normal people.
No.
Yeah.
This is.
They'll never understand.
That's kind of like what
Right.
I like telling. Like my mom listens to this podcast, and
Yes.
she said it's
Hi.
helping her. Hi. And that's like the point is to help people that are in the program and out of the
Yes.
program to understand what the fuck we're going through.
Yes.
But they'll never fully
I
understand.
never really get it, dude. You and me, Drew, we get it because we're going through it together. But our moms and dads, they just don't.
They
Get,
don't
they
fucking
don't
get
get
it.
us.
Basic example that I'll use is I've been working in Atlanta restaurants forever, so I bartend here and there.
Yeah.
And I make a drink. The person leaves and they don't finish their drink. To me, in my alcoholic brain, I'm like, that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
You paid for your drink, finish
Yeah.
your drink, and then
Yeah.
order more.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you're supposed to do. Alcohol's there to get you buzzed,
Yeah.
get you drunk.
Yeah.
And they just have one, not even.
Yeah.
To me, that's a waste of money.
Yeah.
To a normal person, they're just out having a drink.
Yeah. Here's my example from today.
Okay.
I was driving down the road in my truck, and I was remembering the last time I relapsed, and a homeless guy spilled a bunch of meth in my truck, and I made a joke. I was like, "Oh, you don't cry over spilt meth, you smoke it," and it's a bad joke. You're right. Can you do a fake laugh now so we can?
Good thing you didn't smoke all that meth when that
Yeah.
homeless guy spilled it in your truck today.
No, not today. But when it happened, I did. But I remember I was in a park, and I was for some reason I was just buying Bud Light and drinking that. But I was working and smoking meth, and then I was eating lunch and drinking just like a tall boy of Bud Light at the park. And my mind will be like, that sounds kind of nice right now.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's my example of why I'm an alcoholic. Because no matter
Tall boy in the park, beer on the beach, no consequences in your future.
no matter how bad it ever was, when I get away from that, if I'm not doing these steps, doing this work, that will sound nice to me.
Yeah.
That will sound nice to me.
Sounds nice now.
Yeah.
If I can control my environment,
Yes.
if I can control the people around me and have them not find out,
Yes.
or have the consequences
If
of
I could,
getting fucked
if I
up
could
all
do,
the day.
if I could fulfill all my obligations and still get my work done. But the facts are, when I drink, I smoke crack, I don't go to work. I am in this bed right here. You see that over there? I'm in that bed drinking vodka and throwing up for 4 days, and then I come back in AA with my tail between my legs.
There's nothing more shameful than coming back after a relapse. We might have a whole episode about
Yes.
that. It takes a lot of courage to come back
Yeah.
to that. I would be absolutely just completely plastered just with booze, with drinking, passed out on my couch.
Yeah.
My fiance to discover me, realized that her, she hitched her ride to this fucking disaster. Avoiding everybody that I love, avoiding my work, all that
Yes.
stuff. Those fun consequences.
We've covered it all before. You guys, you asked.
You asked.
You guys
It's not
wanted
our
to know.
fault.
It's not our fault you didn't remember.
All right.
Okay.
I'll pick
where
it up.
are we?
First real paragraph of 20. Man, we're really getting through this thing.
That's okay.
You may already have asked yourself why it is that all of us became so very ill from drinking.
Ooh.
Doubtless, you are curious to discover how and why, in the face of expert opinion to the contrary, we have recovered from a hopeless condition of mind and body. If you are an alcoholic who wants to get over it, you may already be asking, what do I have to do? It is the purpose of this book to answer such questions specifically. We shall tell you what we have done, therefore. Before going into a detailed discussion, it may be well to summarize some points as we see them. How many times people have said to us, I can take it or leave it alone. Why can't he? Why don't you drink like a gentleman or quit? That fellow can't handle his liquor. Why don't you try beer and wine? Lay off the hard stuff. His willpower must be weak. He must. These are all in quotations.
Yes.
So
they're not expensive, but they are
it's different. He could stop if he wanted to. She's such a sweet girl. I think he'd stop for her sake. The doctor told him that if he ever drank again, it would kill him. But there he is, all lit up again. So this is a normal person being like, the fuck's wrong with this person?
Yeah.
I get it. Now, these are the commonplace observations on drinkers, which we all hear all the time. Back of them is a world of ignorance and misunderstanding, not normal people's fault. We see that these expressions refer to people whose reactions are very different from ours. Moderate drinkers have little trouble in giving up liquor entirely if they have good reason for it. They can take it or leave it alone, like the people who don't finish their drink at the bar. I'm like, the fuck? Then we have certain type of hard drinker. He may have the habit badly enough to gradually impair him physically and mentally. It may cause him to die a few years before his time. If a sufficiently strong reason, ill health, falling in love, changing of environment, or warning of a doctor, becomes operative, this man can also stop or moderate, although he may find it difficult and troublesome and may even need medical attention. So this is where I thought this is what allowed me to relapse over and over and over again, or caused me to relapse. So I was like, maybe I'm just like a hard drinker.
Yeah.
And I still hope for me.
Yeah.
That was not my case.
It's
a tough position to be in.
I was driving in my truck the other day, my truck.
Yeah.
And I was thinking like,
I know your truck. Your truck Wanda
the truck.
Yeah.
And I was driving and I was thinking, I had this thought a lot, but like, it's so weird to be an alcoholic because like I do regular life stuff, but then I have this other thing.
Yeah.
And then then I like looking at you, I'm like, oh, Drew's an alcoholic. And then, but you don't look like one. So like, and then I see people in meetings, like everyone's so put together, but we're all alcoholics, but we're not actively in it for the most
10
part.
p.m. clubhouse meeting.
Yeah.
No, yeah. You never know who attends these meetings and works this program. If you're doing it right, then that's the whole point. We'll get into like the traditions and why they're made later on in later podcasts. Mm-hmm. But if somebody's flaunting their sobriety, that person has some character defects to work on. Mm-hmm. And flaunting in terms of like social media and like, look at me.
I just remembered a funny joke, a reel where some guy was saying, I was a meth head I was addicted to meth. I smoked meth for 8 years. Yeah. And I'm clean and sober now. And during that time, I was able to hold down a job the entire time. Yeah, I was a burglar.
That's pretty funny.
It's silly. It's a funny comedian. I forget his name, but he's funny. And
yeah,
that's good. That's your joke, not mine. Not my joke.
So we've listed the moderate drinker and the hard drinker, and now we're back to reading page 21, first real paragraph. But what are the real alcoholics?
The real deal.
And sometimes in meetings, people will be like, "I'm so and so, and I'm a real alcoholic."
And then I'm like, stop it. It makes me mad, but that's my
It annoyed me for the longest time. I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, I don't. I was kidding.
All right. What of the real alcoholic? He may start off as a moderate drinker. He may or may not become a continuous hard drinker, but at some stage of his drinking career, he begins to lose all control of his liquor consumption once he starts to drink. Here's a fellow who has been puzzling you, especially his lack of control. He does absurd, incredible, tragic things while drinking. He's a real Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He is seldom mildly intoxicated. He is always more or less insanely drunk. His disposition while drinking resembles his normal nature, but little. That means it doesn't.
Yeah. Maybe it's a smidge. A pinch.
He may be one of the finest fellows in the world, yet let him drink for a day and frequently becomes disgustingly and even dangerously antisocial. That was me. He has a positive genius for getting tight at the exactly wrong moments. He is, he usually gets drunk at the wrong moments. What that means. Particularly when some important decision must be made or engagement kept. He is often perfectly sensible and well balanced concerning everything except liquor, but in that respect, he is incredibly dishonest and selfish. I'll read that again. But in that respect, he is incredibly dishonest and selfish. He often possesses special abilities, skills, and aptitudes, and has a promising career ahead of him. He uses his gifts to build up a bright outlook for his family and himself. I did that. I was a very good trickster. And then pulls the structure down on his head by a senseless series of sprees. He is the fellow who goes to bed so intoxicated he ought to sleep the clock around. Yet early next morning, he searches madly for the bottle he misplaced the night before. He cannot afford it.
If he can.
If he can afford it, he may have liquor concealed all over the house to be certain no one gets his entire supply away from him to throw down the waste pipe. Yeah, I was a bad hider, but I hid.
Pipe?
In the closet.
Whenever I hear this part, people telling old stories, I always picture my grandparents' house in Mechanicsburg, Ohio that they had. They don't have it anymore, but it was a really old house from like the 1800s. I always picture like stories from old people in here. They're like when they're hiding like bottles of gin behind wherever. Yeah. I'm always picturing this very old house. What do you picture, Drew?
I picture me putting used and half-drunken beer cans in like pots in the back porch or in like the corner of like the closet. Yeah. And of course,
did you ever really hide liquor though?
Nah. Well, I in the bottom of like the couch cushion sometimes.
Were you more of a liquor drinker or just beer?
Either one.
Okay. Wine?
No, only out of necessity.
Okay, yeah.
If I bought wine to cook with sometimes, and I'd cook very little with it and drink all of it.
Mouthwash?
Yeah. I've done that. Yeah, I think I've talked about it before for a little second. It was Sunday. Well, it was Saturday at midnight. And so there's like here in Atlanta, there's like a cutoff of buying beer and liquor and everything. It's like 12 o'clock or 12:30 or something like that. Anyways, I missed the cutoff. I was like, I need to fucking get drunk. There's nothing in the house. It was probably like after I probably newly relapsed. And I was like, well, there's booze in the mouthwash, I heard.
Yeah.
Ripped my stomach open. Like, I didn't have to go to the hospital or anything, but I was sick for like 2 days. But I got good and drunk from it, so I was like...
Did it make you throw up?
I was like, win some, lose some. No, I kept it down.
But it just hurt?
It hurt really bad.
For like 2 days?
Maybe that might be at least a full-ass day.
Yeah,
at least a full-ass day.
It just like hurt?
Oh, yeah. Just like pains. Like
how was peeing?
I don't remember. Okay. I just remember the stomach pains. But I also remember it did get me drunk, so I was like, all right.
It is
in my alcoholic brain, I was like, that's a win.
It is like 20% alcohol.
Yeah, I saw it.
And I
looked it up online. Is it safe? And they're like, probably not. But it's the same. It's ethanol.
What about vanilla?
Never
vanilla
did that.
Extract, I have not.
Tom Hanks did that on Family Tie. Was it Family Tie? Which is the one with Michael J. Fox.
Castaway. Oh.
No, it's a
oh, he was on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, he's an alcoholic. I forgot. No. Michael J. Fox.
Is he?
I think so. I think he's sober.
Okay. He's Parkinson's.
Yes.
He's got a documentary coming out. Anyways.
He did that on the show?
Tom Hanks was a guest.
Yes.
As like the cousin visiting from out of towns on, I believe, Family Ties.
Yeah.
And he drank
vanilla extract.
Vanilla extract.
It can't taste good.
No.
You gotta drink. I mean, it comes in such a small bottle too.
No. Where did I leave off?
The scary part.
Morning.
Oh. Waste pipe. As matters grow worse, he begins to use a combination of power sedative. Top of 22.
Oh, yeah. Okay, thanks. As matters grow worse, back to reading. As matters grow worse, he begins to use a combination of high-powered sedative and liquor to quiet his nerves so he can go to work. Then comes the day when he simply cannot make it and gets drunk all over again. Perhaps he goes to a doctor who gives him morphine or some sedative with which to taper off. Then he begins to appear at hospitals and sanitariums. This is by no means a comprehensive picture of the true alcoholic, as our behavior patterns vary, but this description should identify him roughly. Why does he behave like this? Why does he behave like this? If hundreds of experiences have shown him that one drink means another debacle with all its attendant suffering and humiliation, why is it he takes that one drink? Why can't he stay on the water wagon? What has become of the common sense and willpower that he still sometimes displays with respect to other matters? Perhaps there never will be a full answer to these questions. Opinions vary considerably as to why the alcoholic reacts differently from normal people. But it's just know that he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are not sure why once a certain point is reached. We're not certain why once a certain point is reached, little can be done for him in terms of like allowing him to figure out a way to drink like a normal person. Mm-hmm. We cannot answer the riddle. Wait a second, I thought it was called There Is a Solution. What the hell, Bill W? We know that while the alcoholic keeps away from drink, as he may do for months or years, he reacts much like other men. We are equally positive that once he takes any alcohol, whatever, into the system, something happens, both in the bodily and mental sense, which makes it virtually impossible for him to stop. That's why we do the abstinence thing. The experience of any alcoholic will abundantly confirm this. That is why we don't take the one drink.
Yeah.
Because we don't have control after it. We talked about this. This is going back to the doctor's opinion.
Yes.
Daki Silk Sword.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why I am this way, but I am.
I am that I am that I am.
Yeah.
Popeye.
Who said that?
Popeye.
Popeye.
Something like that.
The Sailor Man?
Yeah.
Oh.
He was juicing.
He had big forearms.
Yeah.
He didn't look too hot.
I don't think he was trying to look hot. I think he was just trying to be a good sailor.
Yeah, and save
olive oil.
Olive oil.
Oil.
Olive oil.
Let's get to the end of 23.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's pretty much halfway.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll pass it on to you.
Let's get to the end of 23. Let's get to the middle of 24.
All
There's
right.
a really good.
Really, really good.
Look, it's right there.
All right.
It's a really good one. Okay, where are we?
You have it started. All right.
All right. Abundantly have confirmed this? Is that what you said?
Yeah, these observations. Taylor's going to pick it on back up now.
For those still listening, these observations would be academic and pointless if our friend never took the first drink, thereby setting the terrible cycle in motion. Therefore, the main problem of the alcoholic centers in his mind rather than in his body. If you ask him why he started on that last bender, the chances are he will offer you any one of 100 alibis. Sometimes these excuses have a certain plausibility, but none of them really makes sense in the light of the havoc an alcoholic's drinking bout creates. They sound like the philosophy of the man who, having a headache, beats himself on the head with a hammer so that he can't feel the ache. If you draw this fallacious reasoning to the attention of an alcoholic, he will laugh it off or become irritated and refuse to talk. Once in a while, he may tell the truth, and the truth, strange to say, is usually that he has no more idea why he took that first drink than you have. That is just like, that's a good one. I hate feeling this way.
Yeah.
I hate how I feel in my own skin right now.
Yeah.
And alcohol will fix that.
Yeah.
At least that's how it is for me. Because
I have fears in my life that I'm letting fears run my life, and I have things that I don't want to deal with.
Yeah.
And alcohol will fix that. I'll get to
well, even growing up, when I would get in trouble with my parents, whatever, my dad would be talking to me sternly or yelling at me or whatever, and I was in trouble, and he would ask me what I was feeling. I don't know. I would just freeze up, and I had no idea how to explain how I was feeling. Mm-hmm. And I had this girl yelling at me one time, or she was mad about something, and it just I freeze up and lock up, and I don't know how to explain how I'm feeling. It's whatever, and that I don't know that's the same I don't know is I don't know how to articulate how I'm feeling in my own head sometimes.
Yeah.
And that scares me and brings a lot of fears. Why can't I describe how I'm feeling? And then booze alleviates that.
Yeah. And that's why we don't like feeling like that.
No.
And I want to know why.
Because I can't even explain it to myself.
The beauty of what's being said here is it's okay to feel like that.
Yeah.
You're good. We all feel like that.
Yes.
We don't know why.
Yes.
We don't know why we do these things.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know why we take these drinks. I don't know why I went back in and out and in and out and in and out.
But you did.
I did. I do know because I was trying to comfort myself.
Yes.
That's the best answer that I have.
Yeah.
But the actual exact reason, I'm kind of at a loss for.
Yeah.
And they're that's okay.
Yeah.
We have a solution for you. Even it's all right.
Mm-hmm.
You're cool to feel that way,
mm-hmm.
and maybe you'll get a little more comfortable in your emotions and feelings the more you work in this program.
Yes.
But right now, you don't have to like describe why you did something. Moving forward.
Okay.
I like that though. I would drink for that same reason.
Some drinkers have excuses with which they are satisfied part of the time. Well, my excuse eventually is like, well, I drink if I've relapsed, like, well, I'm already already ripping and roaring, so I'm gonna.
Might as well make it, go all the way with it.
But in their hearts, they really do not know why they do it. Once this malady has a real hold, they are a baffled lot. There is the obsession that somehow, someday, they will beat the game, but they often suspect they are down for the count.
Mm-hmm.
How true this is, few realize. In a vague way, their families and friends sense that these drinkers are abnormal, but everybody hopefully awaits the day when the sufferer will rouse himself from his lethargy and assert his power of will. What a twist. We don't have any.
Not when it comes to drinking.
The tragic truth is that if the man be a real alcoholic, the happy day may not arrive.
It's very tragic.
He has lost control. At a certain point in the drinking of every alcoholic, he passes into a state where the most powerful desire to stop drinking is of absolutely no avail. This tragic situation has already arrived in practically every case long before it is suspected. That's a good, yeah.
Italics.
Yeah. It's expensive.
A paragraph of italics coming up.
The fact is that most alcoholics, for reasons yet obscure, have lost the power of choice in drink. Our so-called willpower becomes practically non-existent. We are unable at certain times to bring into our consciousness with sufficient force the memory of the suffering and humiliation of even a week or a month ago. We are without defense against the first drink.
And that is the biggest takeaway from this chapter.
Yeah.
We just can't do it.
Yeah, on our own.
For the longest time, I wanted to convince myself that I could have alcohol in my life because we described that was my only solution for comfort, and I wanted to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to party with everyone and have fun and stop blacking out and stop craving cocaine. I just wanted to have fun with everyone.
Yeah, I like the stop blacking out part because I would, once the past couple times that I went back out, I would just pass out. Yeah. Luckily, just at my apartment. Yeah. But I remember every time waking up, not being mad that my fiance found me passed out with beer cans. Yeah. Being mad that I wasted my booze, like I didn't experience being drunk. I was like, I passed it out too soon. Damn it! Oh. I wasted my entire night. I should have held back a little bit. Like it was like that battle of like, all right, I gotta, I should have implemented more caffeine in my diet to stay up for like, it's crazy. Yeah. It's that insanity.
Yeah. I guess the idea of, I'll never get to experience being drunk again. Well, guess what? Booze will always be out there. Yeah. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I guess there is a bit of a sadness for the newcomer coming in who's like, it's so much crazy stuff going on in the meetings. You don't know what step is which and what's going on. And you're like, I'm never going to get drunk again. Yeah. That was my only solution. Yeah. What the fuck? You're expecting me like it's a big ask for the newcomer.
It is.
And just stay tuned, newcomer. I've felt much better. I felt, I've been in a better state, more calm state, more like I was trying to find the words for it, but in general, I just felt so much better than I possibly could have felt when I was drinking and taking drugs. Yeah. It took me a long time to get there. Yeah. It took some trust in some other people. Yeah. But it's possible. Yeah. Ain't no thing. Well, Drew, we read to where we said we would. Yeah, we sure did. We're at a hot 57 minutes and 21 seconds right now. Yeah, hopefully I think it's a good place to stop. It's going to be the cutless episode. Oh my gosh. The unedited episode 7 or 8, whichever one it is. I'll just keep all the World War II stuff. And that's just shuffle them around. Cut them out and put them in different spots. We are going to finish up There Is a Solution for the next episode. There's some good shit. Oh, man. Look at that. That's going to be good. That's going to be good. That's going to be good. And it looks good. I want to do it now. Oh, but we don't have time. No, we don't. I think we're both going to a meeting. Yeah. We got... Oh, that's perfect. Well, any hoozle. Yeah.
Thank you.
Subscribe to the YouTube
channel.
channel.
YouTube channel. So
I've got a sign. You can't read it.
Them sober boys is hell.
Yeah, I wrote them sober boys as hell.
I didn't even read that until right now.
I don't know what that means.
We're gonna re-record. I can't have that.
What?
It's making me mad.
Why?
It's infuriating to look at.
What? Because it's like
the
Georgia.
Because what?
It's a reference to the Georgia Bulldogs.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I know.
Oh yeah, now I'm extra mad because me and Drew went to the Peach Bowl.
I was miserable until I wasn't.
Oh, and I was happy until I wasn't. Yeah. Drew and I had very opposite experiences of the Peach Bowl, which would have happened anyway.
You had a better time than I did, generally.
Yes.
And then mine shit was just like a sense of relief.
Yes. What was I gonna say? Oh, the YouTube channel it's like at Sober Boys, or it's like Drew and Taylor Sober Boys. You can find it, I think.
Yeah.
We're on YouTube.
Still a little searchy.
It's on my Instagram. It's on our Instagrams. You'll find it.
We'll just leave a link at the podcast.
Yeah, that's what we are doing. Okay, goodbye. Thank you so much if you listened. Just wait. Just you wait.
Just you wait.
And I might to close it out. Right? And 1, 2, 3.